Welcome to the last 2015 Section on Aging meeting. Look at the tables. How about a round of applause for everybody who put all this work in these tables? How outrageous is that? We even have a live train.
You miss my stories? Yes. I got one for you. And it came up very unexpectedly this year. How many of you have completed your advance directive? Remember 2 years ago we passed them out? The rest of you, you're in really good company. You're in good company with my dad. My dad is 87 years old, and he climbs trees and saws down branches, and he carries buckets of water, and he works in his garden every day, and he's in great shape. And on Thanksgiving Day, I was talking to my dad, and I said, you know, Dad, I really love you, and I love the love of nature you've given me. My dad said, well, you know, we're all natural beings, Yvonne. We all love nature. We're part of it. And that was our last conversation. And then on Sunday, I got a call from my sister, and she said, have you talked to Dad today? And she says, we can't reach him. And he lives in Tucson, Arizona. And I said, no, I haven't. And she says, well, we're really trying to reach him, and can't. So they called security at the housing complex where he lives, and security couldn't get through the door, but they could hear him inside, and they would say, how are you doing, Dr. Baginski? Dr. Baginski said, I can hear you. And they left. So my sister on Monday morning caught a 6 a.m. flight from Eureka, got to San Francisco for a 3-hour layover. I called up my dad, and I said, Dad, what's going on? And he said, what's up, Yvonne? And I said, my sister is rushing there. Teresa's rushing there to be with you. What's going on? And he said, nothing. And his voice was a little disjointed. It was a little off. So when someone is confused and a little off on the phone, what do we professionals think? Stroke. So I said to my sister, you got to get there and you got to get him to the hospital. Now, my dad was a clinical chemist who traveled all over the world setting up laboratories. What is he afraid of the most? Hospitals. Whatever you do, don't put me in a hospital, they will kill me. So, my sister gets there, and I said, you have to call an ambulance. And she said, Yvonne, things are really weird here. Things are so weird, I can't believe it. Dad is totally discombobulated. He's glassy-eyed. He's staring at me from the bed. He is urinating all over the floor. He doesn't care where he is. He doesn't care what's going on. And what do I think? Stroke. So I go, you got to call an ambulance. She says, he's begging me not to. He says, if I call an ambulance, the hospital will kill him. Well, eventually she got him into the car. She got him dressed. She got him to Oro Valley Hospital. And things moved very quickly, very quickly. He was diagnosed with pneumonia, which went septic on him. He's 87 years old. Now, what are the chances of someone with pneumonia and sepsis surviving? Very, very low, right? And as a professional end-of-life person, I said, oh no, we better start preparing for the end. The doctors, my dad does not have an advance directive. The doctors asked my dad, who's in a delirium state, do you want to live? And my dad said, absolutely yes. Do whatever you need to do to keep me alive. My brother's a doctor in Los Angeles. I'm up here in Napa. My sister's with him. They intubate my dad. Because he's gone septic, they're going to try antibiotics. 24 hours pass, nothing changes. So they start doing a culture to see what's going on. And they come back and they tell us, my dad has valley fever. And I go, valley fever? How do you get valley fever? Apparently it's in the wind, dust is carried, and you get valley fever. So they're treating him with antibiotics for valley fever. Nothing changes. Another 24 hours pass, another 36 hours pass, nothing changes. My dad's wearing those big mitts they put on you, and he's breathing through it, and then they put in a feeding tube. And so I'm saying, well, you know, this is out of our hands, because the doctors don't even ask my sister or any of us what they should do. It is out of our hands. He is in the system. So this goes on for 10 days. For 10 days, and we finally get a culture that tells them that my dad has Legionnaire's disease. Legionnaire's disease is treatable with a different antibiotic. So they treat him with that, and guess what happens? He gets better. But while he's getting better, we're all thinking, how can this be? Because his respiratory rate is racing, his heart is racing, and my brother says he has less than a 1% chance of making it when they take him off the vent. So that's when they come to me, my sister, and my brother, and they ask us, DNR. And all three of us say, of course, DNR, because he has less than 1% chance of surviving 48 hours off the vent. They take him off the vent. He comes out of it. He looks at my sister, who's sitting in front of him. She's been there for 10 straight days. She's totally stressed out. She's sitting in front of him, and he looks at her, and he goes, who the hell is trying to kill me in this hospital? My sister left and went out for a beer. Came back, and she's a vegan who doesn't drink. So she came back, and she said, you know, he thinks we tried to kill him with all these machines in the hospital. And he doesn't believe that any of this happened to him. And so as he's getting better and as he's improving, it suddenly dawned on me, oh my God, what if he finds out that all three of us put DNR on him? So my sister went running and she says, is there any record? Is there any record anywhere? We need to get rid of it. We're all going to lose it. Needless to say, yesterday I talked with my dad. He's walking a half an hour a day. He's in the nursing home. He's improved 100%. Now the question is, which one of us want him to move in with us? He's finally agreed to come to California, so I'll be here with more stories next year.
Does that warm your heart? There we have it. You know, real stories with real people. Okay, we have some entertainment here, some music from our leadership team. So I will introduce Nancy Proctor. Are you going to go on first? We're together. Oh, all three of you. Nancy Proctor, Bob Chio, and Tracy Hyman.
What? Hinman.
Hinman. See? Hinman.
I could do some things to your last name. We would like to thank our piano player, Robert Hazelrig, for providing the wonderful music today.
kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the happiest season of all. With those holiday greetings and gay happy meetings when friends come to call. It's the happiest season of all. There'll be parties for roasting marshmallows, for toasting and traveling out in the snow. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long on ago.
Those wonderful times of the year. There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time of the
Wonderful time of the year.
There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time.
It's the most wonderful time.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Thank you.
One more, Tony, you want to do yours? Okay, what astrological sign? Come on, this is also Taurus. Taurus has got it going on. I think we should turn the train on while I'm here. Let's turn the train on, please. Oh, yeah. There we go. All right. Ready? They don't run the train set, right? No, just the basket. Everything but...
Everything but the snow globe and the tablecloth.
The train! Well, okay, here we go. Tracy wants to pick. And they have these little poppy things. Okay, dun, 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 dun. Okay, here we go. The last three numbers are 6, 1, 2. 6, 1, 2. Going, going. Is that cool? I mean, that's happening. Tony is just, he's a man. Okay. Who wants to have it? That's what this is all about, isn't it? I mean, we just pull together. Oh, Tony, that's sweet. Why didn't you give it to me? No! I would have given it to Kate too. Okay, I think Bob Cheel's going to be ready here. Is Bob Cheel ready? He is awesome. He has got some little entertainment for us. And then we need the leadership team and the new leadership team to come on to the front. The new folks and the old leadership team.
But anyway, the song I'm doing, to me, symbolizes how it's normally done as a duet, but I'm doing it as a solo because I think that it's like us together. You know, we support each other, we work together, you know, we do what we can out there, so I thought this might be just the right song for today. So we'll see. Take a breath. Oh, we ain't got a barrel of money. Maybe we're dragging in money, but we'll travel along, singing a song side by side. Oh, we don't know what's coming tomorrow. Maybe it's trouble and sorrow, but we'll travel the road, sharing the road side.
we have so much talent in this room, it's just having the nerve to come on up here and share it. Here's Nancy Proctor.
Did I interrupt your break? Sorry. I'm dreaming tonight of a place I love even more than I usually do. And although I know it's a long road back, I promise you I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents under the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas if only in my dreams. Please sing along. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas if only in my dreams.
I just have to give a little disclaimer before I sing the song. I do a lot of singing at Christmas time for various events, and I always get asked not to sing Christmas songs because the feeling is that it excludes people who aren't Christian. So I just want to say that regardless of whatever your religion or lack thereof is, that for me, this song is about love and about hope for all of mankind, and those are values that we all can use.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till He appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a
Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night Christ was born. Oh, night, oh, holy night, oh, night divine. Thank you very much. Thank you, Robert.
That brought me to tears. I think we needed some tissue. Truly, it was great. Anyway, we have someone that has a poem that they want to sing, and I really need the leadership team and the two new folks, or three, that are going to be joining the leadership team to come on up, because we gotta, yeah, come on up in the back from the stage back here. And someone just said they wanted to read something, a poem? Could you come on up? Yeah, okay. And then anybody that's on the leadership team, we need you in the back here. And then we'll give away the last three, and yeah, we'll introduce you from there. All right, okay, thanks, Rhonda.
Well, this was totally unplanned, and something reminded me of this from last year. This is the first time last year I heard this story, and I actually read it at my church. And I had big print and everything else, so be patient with me. I've just got it on my phone. For the Man Who Hated Christmas by Nancy Gavin. It's just a small white envelope stuck among the branches of our Christmas tree. No name, no identification, no inscription. It has peeked through the branches of our tree for the past 10 years or so. It all began because my husband, Mike, hated Christmas. Oh, not the true meaning of Christmas, but the commercial aspects of it. Overspending, the frantic running around at the last minute to get a tie for Uncle Harry, and the dusting powder for Grandma. The gifts given in desperation because you couldn't think of anything else. Knowing that he felt this way, I decided one year to bypass the usual shirts and sweaters, ties, and so forth. I reached for something special, just for Mike. The inspiration came in a most unusual way. You see, our son Kevin, who was 12 that year, was wrestling at the junior level at the school that he attended. And shortly before Christmas, there was a non-league match against a team sponsored by an inner-city church. These youngsters, dressed in sneakers, so ragged that shoestrings seemed to be the only thing holding them together. They presented a sharp contrast to our boys in their spiffy blue and gold uniforms and sparkling new wrestling shoes. As the match began, I was alarmed to see that the other team was wrestling without headgear, a kind of light helmet designed to protect the wrestler's head or ears. It was a luxury that this ragtag team obviously could not afford. Well, we ended up walloping them. We took every weight class, And as each of their boys got up from the mat, he swaggered around in his tatters with false bravado, a kind of sweet pride that couldn't acknowledge defeat. Mike, seated beside me, shook his head sadly. "I wish just one of them could have won," he said. "They have a lot of potential, but losing like this could take the heart right out of them." Mike loved kids, all kids, and he knew them, having coached Little League football, baseball, and lacrosse. That's when the idea for his present came. That afternoon, I went to a local sporting goods store and I bought an assortment of wrestling headgear and shoes and sent them anonymously to that inner city church. On Christmas Eve, I placed the envelope on the tree, the note inside telling Mike what I had done and that this was his gift from me. His smile was the brightest thing about Christmas that year and in the succeeding years. For each Christmas, I followed the tradition. One year, sending a group of mentally handicapped youngsters to a hockey game. Another year, a check to a pair of elderly brothers whose home had burned to the ground the week before Christmas. And on and on. The envelope became the highlight of our Christmas. It was always the last thing opened on Christmas morning, and our children, ignoring their new toys, would stand with wide-eyed anticipation as their dad lifted the envelope from the tree to reveal its contents. As the children grew, the toys gave way to more practical presents, but the envelope never lost its allure. And the story doesn't end there. You see, we lost Mike last year due to dreaded cancer. When Christmas rolled around, I was still so wrapped in grief that I barely got the tree up. But Christmas Eve found me placing an envelope on the tree, and in the morning, it was joined by 3 more. Each of our children, unbeknownst to the others, had placed an envelope on the tree for their dad. The tradition has grown, and someday will expand even further with our grandchildren, standing to take down the envelope. Mike's spirit, like the Christmas spirit, will always be with us.
Not for me, but thank you for the introduction. Well, that's hard to follow. I'm going to be singing Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Hail the heaven-born Prince of Peace, hail the Son of Righteousness. Light and life to all he brings, rest with healing in his wings. Let us then with angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth, mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Hark
1979, the Sledge Sisters. Yeah? We got some Sledge Sisters today going on. So it's been great being the president for 2015. We've had a great time. We meet once a month, and kind of organize this meeting. I know there's other people that have been on the leadership team, but it's a lot of work. There's a lot of time spent, and it wouldn't have been so successful without such a great team. So I really do want to acknowledge them, and I want to start out by bringing out our social liaison, Greg Harder. Greg Harder's been on the board now for a number of years. Greg Harder, you coming out? And I want to thank him. No, that's not ready yet. I want to thank him for always showing up and being there for us whenever we need him. So, come on, Greg, come out of here. And our volunteer liaisons, Marcy Baskin, and she's worked hard organizing the DME. She's coming out. And Yvonne started the DME a number of years ago, and Marcy's been house cleaning at Careful Moving and Storage. She answers the telephone calls. She fields all the calls when they come in, and she's working on the volunteer projects that come up, and she always has great ideas to help us. So, and how about a big round of applause for Careful Moving and Storage? Carl, stand up. Come on, Carl. Yeah. I tried to get the whole team here, but nobody showed up. And our marketing liaison, Tracy. Tracy is responsible for dressing me today. She dresses me a lot from 6th Street Playhouse. And where's your wig?
She gave it away.
She gave her wig away. Okay. She's always there to help with everything. She helped organize the DME closet. She redesigned the wrap cards and the cards that we invite people with, and she makes sure our meetings get marketed with all of her ideas. And then we have our membership liaison, Nancy Proctor. Nancy. She's the one that greets you as you come in. She organizes all that. She follows up on the new members. She contacts them as they sign in, organizing the coffee sponsor, organizes the raffle prizes. She does a lot for us too. How about the speaker seeker, Chance? Chance, come on out. Chance had a tough time this year. He's been a gem. He kind of got thrown into this position. It wasn't really planned. We had a theme and it didn't really work out. So anyway, we had to reorganize, and he was a real gem. And he's worked hard on getting us our speakers. Co-sponsor, Kay Miller. Come on, Kay. Kay came in halfway through the year to help him out, and she's been making lots of phone calls and getting different speakers, so she's been a great help. And then we have our secretary, Kelly Swanson. She wasn't able to make it today. She's taken on another position, so she's been really busy, but she has been really great in keeping me organized. And now we want to bring out Bob Chio. Does everyone know that this is Bob Chio's last meeting too, as being, did you hear it? As being treasurer. He takes care of all the monies that come in, the PayPal accounts on our bank. Each month we go over our budget, he tracks our expenses, he gives us a report, he does all the web stuff, he does the update changes, he's done all the recordings, he's always there for us. And we have a song we want to sing for Bob Chio. Did you have that ready? Do you all, I think you're all familiar with this song. For he's a jolly good fellow. 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 Which nobody can deny. Which nobody can deny. I want to bring out Pat. We really did want to thank you. You've really worked hard all these years. I don't know, how many years have you been on the board?
Since 2010.
2010. Do the mic.
Is that a long time? That's not a long time. That's not a long time.
Being webmaster and the treasurer, this past year's been amazing, so he's good. Here's our vice president, Patty. Patty, come on out. She's been there for me. I've had to knock here a couple of times, and she's taken over. And she's going to introduce the new team, a few new members.
Okay, guess we have a new slate. So Evelyn Hayes from Vintage at Brush Creek will be one of our speaker seekers, along with Kay. And membership is Christina Izzard. I said it right. From the Heart Senior Services. Audiovisual coordinator is Ariane Eskew. Mark Johnson is our new videographer. And Bonnie Hogadall is our new treasurer. This was wonderful. Oh, and Alexis, I'm so sorry. Alexis is our secretary. We were kind of missing one last year. And our vice president social liaison again is Greg Harder. And Marcy Baskin is our, again, volunteer liaison and working with the DME. And Tracy is marketing and web mistress. For next year, and I want to thank everyone who said yes. And you know, I kind of sort of have to disagree with Sheila that it's a lot of work. Well, so I put together binders last night. I'm not handing them out today, but anyway, sometimes it can be a little bit of a lot of work, but you know, it takes a village. It takes a team, and this has been a great leadership team. A lot of people were doing more work than I was doing, so I guess I'm going to get mine this year. And we'll make more announcements about next year at next meeting in January. But where'd she go? Oh, I forgot. You're blonde now.
And it does. It really does take a village. And as we met once a month, we really got to know each other and we worked together. And we really did kind of like form a family, kind of like what we all are. We're kind of a family for the seniors in the community. We try, we really do feel like family. So we've got something we'd like you all to stand up out of your seats. And we have formed, the mission of our team this year was to form community. And we hope we did that by working together on this last project, doing some networking. And so we got a song we want to sing by the Sledge Sisters, and we want you all to move and groove and put it on, and then we've got a few slideshows. So let's see if we can get it going. I think you guys know this song. Enjoy your holiday, and we'll see you